Disturbing new footage of the crime crisis in Democrat-led cities. There's a viewer warning here. It's very tough to watch this. A man seen beating a 60-year-old woman inside a New York City subway station for over 2 minutes. Cane actually broke. The suspect hitting her with her own cane 60 times. Police sources say that the woman did not know the suspect and that the attacker had at least 9 prior arrests. That's according to the NYPD. EMS transported the victim in stable condition. The subject fled the location to parts unknown. There are no arrests and the investigation remains ongoing. Things aren't better in Philadelphia. The city's police chief, Danielle Outlaw, will be resigning as critics point out how homicides rose under her watch. Quote, over the course of her tenure, annual homicides in Philly rose from 499 in 2020 to 516 in 2022. Before Outlaw's arrival between 2007 and 2019, murders in the city ranged between 246 and 391 per year. Perhaps in her defense, the prosecutors aren't actually doing the job, so they're not putting people away, and that wouldn't be her fault. There's also a new mayor coming in, but we'll talk about that in a moment. Judge, the crime on the subway is so hard to watch, and I think, though, it's important for us to see it so that we can actually name it and try to at least say it's unacceptable. And what will they do about it?
Well, I mean, look, it's the same thing. We should get used to this kind of thing. It's defining deviancy down. This is like a normal day on the subway. Now, apparently, Eric Adams and the governor in October pledged to have 1,200 additional overtime hours on the subway. The problem is, as this woman is getting beaten, there's no one there. There's no one there to stop it. And at the end, finally, you see somebody, someone who works for the subway system, the subway system, kind of come into the picture. But I understand that they know who this guy is now. It just happened within a little bit. He's got 9 priors: trespass, resisting arrest, assault, drugs, et cetera, et cetera. This is never going to change. This is not going to change until we change the bail laws. And this whole concept of social justice, whatever the heck it means, which means nothing to all of the victims who've been penalized, it's creating a system where there's total anarchy and chaos, and there's no accountability. Now, this woman who was the police commissioner in Philadelphia, do you know what she is now? They are moving her to be the deputy chief security officer over airports, bridges, tunnels, transportation infrastructure for Port Authority. That is very important right now. And it's a Peter principle. I mean, she does a bad job. I mean, you could say maybe the prosecutors aren't prosecuting. I mean, it's a good point. But at the same time, she should have been yelling like a crazy woman that they weren't. But in the end, until we recognize that nothing's going to change, until we change the laws, then we're all going to be victims.
And Jessica, she's a black woman. There was the black woman police commissioner in New York City. There was the one in Seattle. All of them do not feel supported enough to continue on with their jobs, so they're walking away from them. That actually, I'm surprised that there aren't more, is it more outcry about that, especially from the left?
Interesting.
Yeah, I think it's awful. And when I read what she was going on to, I said, well, that seems like a promotion of some kind, or a job that it's a desk job versus a police commissioner that's out there having to face this on a day-to-day basis in a different way. And perhaps, I don't want to minimize it, I guess maybe she's not going to be sitting behind a desk, but it did seem like a cushy job to be going to if you had overseen such a huge spike in these murder rates. I think it's awful. The woman who was beaten in the subway, her daughter was interviewed about this and saying, you know, how did no one help? Like, the odds are this wasn't a subway station that no one goes to. How could no one have stopped this? And she was standing there waiting. The daughter was hosting a party that she was late for, saying, like, where's my mom? Where's my mom? And that's your worst nightmare, that this is what's going on. And I think that it would be really interesting if you could do one of these, like, snapshots in time where you could redo an election with these DAs, right? And say, now you've seen everything that's happened. It doesn't change your politics, right? We all know that. Democrats are Democrats. But Krasner or Bragg. What are you, Gascon in LA? I know Chesa Boudin was recalled, and it seems like they're talking a little different about these things.
Jesse Waters, what's on your mind?
I want to know who's filming these assaults. Right. Is there like a sick voyeurism that's taken hold of the country? They sell it to the Post and then they run off with the cash. Why isn't someone just dropping their phone and stopping the beatdown? we just watch these videos over and over again, show after show, and no one ever tells people to knock it off. Maybe it's the Penny effect. The Marine that got indicted, second-degree homicide for trying to stop something like this from happening. Black women are a sacred part of the Democrat voting coalition. Yet, a black woman is for 2 minutes assaulted with a cane in a New York City subway, and Fox is the only network covering it. The White House isn't commenting it. If this guy had a MAGA hat on, Binder would be going off. But something sick is happening where they only cover political violence or racial violence, which is about 1% of the violence. All of this stuff, what we're seeing right now, is because of academics. That's where the de-incarceration movement started, defund, bail reform, these loony ideas that were just theoretical, because if the criminal justice system is racist, then you tear down the criminal justice system and end racism. Well, look what happened. Has it ended racism? No. It's exploded criminality. So we're just waiting around for everybody to discredit this garbage and the politicians to step up and stop it, but they're not.
That is interesting that we're the only ones covering that.
You know what it is? I was thinking if Rome if Rome had Fox News during the decline, this is exactly how it would sound. Because what is the decline like? Like, clearly in the decline of Rome, people were watching it happen, and maybe they thought it's the slowly boiling frog, and you just don't know you're dead until you're dead. But we have leaders watching these slow-rolling disasters unfold, and we keep thinking there has to be a bottom here. Where is the bottom? When are these people like Krasner suddenly, this is too much for me? This is disgusting. But there is no bottom, and you wonder why. And you have again, nobody's doing anything because they believe the goal is the process. So they wanted to get more people out of prison. They just open the doors. And so you end up with a guy with 9 priors. We don't want to put him in because part of the goal is reduced prison population. And we don't have a process for that. So we're just going to let out these free-range maniacs because that's what they are. We are the public. We're the general public. People are going to, we know people are leaving. There's nothing we can do. You can't say we need more social services or more affordable housing. We really need affordable housing because all of these people are homeless, Dana. But then do you ever see where they're squatting and how they treat the places they're squatting? It's not about affordable housing. They are unfit to take care of anything. Things get destroyed in their control.
What should we do with them?
Well, in that case, you put them away, and you put them away for years. And if they're mentally ill, institutionalized to the hilt. The problem is nobody's going to do that because we are too terrified of discipline. We are too terrified of judgment. We are too terrified of morality. And so we're scared into a corner by a bunch of activists. It's disgusting.
And lawyers.
Yeah.
No, activists.
And Jesse's hairpiece.
Stop.
That one is pretty bad, I gotta say.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.